So I go to this convenience store. As I'm walking in, this homeless guy looks at me and he says, "Hey man, you got any money?" I said, "No." Walked right past him. Went in there and got me an ice cream and walked back out, and immediately, like, dang it, I'm supposed to give this guy this ice cream. So I hand him the ice cream and then I walk away. I go get in the truck and felt like God was telling me go back and give that man $20, and I was like, no, not giving him $20. That's way too much money. But I swear God just kept convicting me, and so I was like, all right, fine. I went back and I gave that man $20, and that man looks at me and he says, "Hey man, why are you doing this?" And I said, "Man, I went in that store, got me an ice cream. When I came back out, I said, you asked me for some money, and I came back out and I had lied to you. But I felt like, maybe if I give him this $20, that I'll feel less guilty about the lying. So then I gave you the ice cream and I got in my truck. And I said, then I felt guilty again." He said, "You know what's funny?" He says, "When you walked out with that ice cream, I thought, man, I wish I had an ice cream. And immediately you handed it to me. And then you went and got in your truck, and I thought, I bet he was lying about that money. I bet he has at least $20. And then you came back and you gave me $20. And I said, dude, God loves you so stinking much. And now look at this guy. He's got big old tears in his eyes. He's got these tears welling up all in the corners of his face. And he said, you believe that? I said, with everything in me. I said, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't want to give you the ice cream, much less the $20. I said, but God saw fit because he knew your thoughts. He knew exactly what you was thinking. And yet, out of my disobedience, he kept convicting me and making me do what he wanted me to do. I said, you tell me you don't believe he loves you? He's got these tears, they just start rolling down the edge of his cheeks. And he said, thank you so much. And then I got in my truck and I drove off. And I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. But immediately, I started thinking about all the stupid stuff that people think about. And I go, man, I hope he don't use that money for drugs. And God convicts my heart again. And I swear it's like he spoke audibly. And he said, when you gave that man that money, it was no longer yours. I don't need you to worry about that money. I don't need you to worry. I need you to love. You love people that I put in front of you. You do what I tell you to do. You be obedient to what I tell you to do. You let me worry about the outcome to that obedience. I don't have a clue what's going to happen to that man. But I do know that Jesus Christ died for that man just like he died for this one. God loves that man just as much as he does this one. I like to think when things like that happen that I'm helping that man. But the truth of the matter, a lot of times, it's not the man that needed the help. It's this one.